Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Mystical Awakenings Radio on KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, the only station you'll need for all your paranormal, just you want it, man. It's here. So, Deb is not with us tonight. She is with a friend whose brother is not doing well, and I mean not doing well. So, if you could give some prayers out to a Tom Robbins, I'd appreciate it. He needs it right now. So tonight, though, we are going to carry on, and we have a wonderful guest tonight with us, Michael John. He is from Canada, from Windsor, Canada, home of the Spitfires. I've been doing my homework, Michael. And he is a paranormal investigator. He is the founder of Ontario's own Paranormal Voice podcast. And we'll talk about that. He's an author, and we're going to get into his book. And he's an investigator, and he's an experiencer too. He's had some experiences with UFOs and missing time. So, but most importantly, he's our good friend, and I want to welcome in Michael John.
Thank you so much for having me. This is a real treat to be here. Let me tell you.
Well,
Thank
it's a
you so much.
real treat to have you, man. I always love my Canadian brothers. So. Just across the pond there, right?
Literally, yeah. Don't ask me to swim, though.
So, tonight I want to get into your book. It's Michael John's Paranormal Ghost Stories, right?
Correct.
You came out this year.
Yes.
How recent did it come out? I can't remember.
About a month ago now, and maybe I'm shy a week or two of the exact, but
okay. Very recent.
Yeah, about a month ago.
And tonight I kind of get into some numbers that you were talking about, because I am a numerologist. I want to get into those numbers that you had in your book. I wanted to get into some creepy dolls, maybe. I want to get into some shadow people, and maybe your dad. You talked about your dad there too. Anyway, you talk about all your paranormal experiences and things that are going on, and maybe we can get into some of your missing time experience too.
Yes.
So, I'm a numerologist. I learned from one of the best, my brother, and I was really intrigued that you were influenced by these numbers, 11, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 4, 4, 4, and 11, 11. So
you have read the book. Wow.
Yeah. So let's start with 11, 11. Back in the 1980s, all of a sudden, everybody starts seeing 1111. I see 1111 everywhere I turn. It's 1111, and people still see it. And they actually had a show on Coast to Coast about it. And what it is the universe is telling you to stay focused, stay on your path. And it's telling you it's in the works. Don't forget about it, and keep focused on it. And what is your take on 1111? You've done some research on it.
Yeah, definitely. It's about keeping your stick on the ice and staying focused, man.
There you go. I like that.
What I mean? To put it like that. For me, it was reassurance. Many times when these numbers came up, reassurance on my path, my life path, on things that were going on.
Yeah.
Whatever the number was,
Yes. Telling you to stay on your path. Yep. It's telling you to stay on your path.
Yeah. And what I do, if I saw that number wherever on a license plate, the time maybe written somewhere, whatever, I would look it up. I'd Google it, let's say 444 meaning. Now, what I do, keep it a little more interesting. And there's a million explanations to said number in Google once you type it in.
Yeah.
So I would scroll through maybe multiple pages and just be like, that one, and I randomly pick it. Then there's my answer, right? There's my message. That's how it works for me anyway, right? So that's,
right.
Yeah. And that's what really, go ahead.
Yeah, I would say that, 2222, the number 2 itself is very empathic, very sensitive. And it's about relationships and you get 2 there. You're talking to each other, right? And so, it could be telling you that, even maybe move on from past relationships or things like that.
Yes.
So but it's intriguing that you got these numbers. They're both very sensitive numbers. The 1111. 11 is about it is the number of the psychic. And when I did Deb's numbers,
Yep.
soul number is 11-2, which means that she's here to be a psychic medium.
Wow.
Yeah, so it fit her really well. It's a master number, the 11. That's one of your numbers that you had in the book, and it's it's giving you and telling you to have faith in your abilities.
Yes.
And be very creative. Whoops, I thought I turned that off. I apologize.
All right.
So I could have swore I did that. Well, maybe I'll have to go into my settings and do that. Let's see here. This phone, I don't know about you. I have a phone that's possessed. It does what it wants to do.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so I never know what it's going to do. Hopefully that'll do it. Then the other number you had was 444, which
Yes.
and you talked about that. The 22 is the builder number, manifesting and building something important. But the 444 is even more enhanced, and I think it for you, and because you've come a long way, man. For you on the radio, the things that you do, you're building something here, and I think it's telling you to take it to higher levels and to also lose your picture there for a second. So I don't know what happened there. But anyway, it's telling you to build something, keep building this, keep doing this,
Yeah.
And then you also had 3333, 4 threes that you see all the time. What's that? What does that mean to you?
Man.
Well, can you remember? I know there's a lot of different meanings.
That one's eluding me right now, honestly. I'm sorry.
That's okay, because
I can make something up, but I don't want to.
That's all right.
Right.
The 33 is another master number, and it's the number of the avatars, the number of coming from the higher self and everything else. So, these numbers that you're seeing are really, really cool and very important. And there's a meaning behind it, obviously, but they are good numbers. So I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
So let's get into your book. You tell these stories that you've been through, your experiences.
Yes, sir.
And you've done a lot of paranormal investigating.
Done a few things, yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into these creepy dolls. That was a cool story.
Okay.
You walked into an antique store, right, with a friend of yours, and you like creepy dolls. I don't like creepy dolls. So
I find it's hit and miss with people. They're either like me, passionate about them, they think they're awesome, or not unlike yourself. They're like, no.
I just don't like them. They just give me they do what they say they are. They give me the creeps.
Yeah.
But you like that. I know you do.
What can I tell you about it? I mean,
well, you walked to this antique store and you saw a bunch of porcelain dolls, and you thought,
I'll say it real quick. I'll give you the short version of the story. So it was a guy's weekend for me and a longtime friend. Big, I call him Big Pat Ryan. He's like 6'5", so he's earned the name Big. He collects vinyl. He collects records. He's got old stereos, all that. He got me into really have an appreciation for antique stores. So
right.
So on this guy's weekend, he had plans to go to some antique shops looking for some records. So I remember it was a beautiful day. We were in Sarnia, Ontario, just the other side of Port Huron, for those that don't know. So I remember we were walking towards the first shop. So I have a star tattoo, a 5-point star tattoo on my right eye. And so I struggled with drug addiction for the last 30 years. I've been in a couple of rehabs. I was even, pardon my French, I was homeless at one point, attempted suicide, mental health issues, all that. So
I've been there, brother. I've been there, brother. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we've all got a journey, right? This isn't for me. I'm just made it for the sake of the story so people know where I'm coming from, right? That's all.
Yeah.
So when I got out of rehab the first time, I became a born again Christian, and that was short lived, and that's a whole other chapter in a whole other different book, I guess. But anyways, I started seeing 5-point stars everywhere. Seeing number confirmations, synchronicities. I was seeing 5-point stars. Someone could be wearing it. I remember one time I opened up a CD that I just bought, a music CD, and there's a 5-point star inside of the cover of the album, inside the CD. I almost crap my pants, But it kept going on and on, these synchronicities of 5-point stars. So I strongly believe still, that these are my spirit guides giving me direction, giving me confirmation, okay? So this is like an homage to them. That's the short version about that. And I shared that with Pat. First time I let myself be vulnerable, and I shared that story as to the who, the what, and the why I have this.
How'd he take it?
Oh, he's my brother, man. He's tight, like Dale and I are tight. Like we're blood. That's it, man. He's like, well, that's cool. And that was it, That's cool.
That's nice.
Yeah, and he's very open-minded. He believes in the paranormal as well,
Okay.
So that wasn't a big deal at all, Anyway, as we're getting a little closer, I'm like, oh my God, we're going to an antique shop. Imagine, and keep up with me. I tell people, because my plane takes off, man, and I go in 100 directions real quick. So I want to say everything at once, right? I get so excited about everything. But so I'm telling him, imagine if we could spend the night there, the energy that's on some of these objects. Oh my God, something paranormal. Chances are really good something would happen.
Right.
Boom. Thought's over. We're still walking. We walk inside the building. There's a shelf in front of it. As you walk in the doorway in the entranceway, there's a shelf. There's got to be about a dozen porcelain dolls there. And I'm like, oh my God. Do you think any of these dolls are haunted? I wonder if anybody here knows. Whatever. That's exactly what I did, right? We go inside in these rooms. I mean, there's like 6-7 rooms. They're massive. No rhyme, no reason. You got antiques from floor to ceiling, just laid out. And now Patrick and I, we collect action figures. I got like 1980s toys behind me in this cabinet here. Right. Wrestling LJNs. I got G.I. Joe, everything. I even have wrestling masks in this goddamn thing. Anyway, so don't we find the wrestling toys in the first room? And we're checking them out. Then this guy that worked there came over to us, and he's showing us baseball cards, but they're wrestling cards. And Patrick and I both had, we're like, oh yeah, we got them. Cool. He's trying to sell them to us, whatever. So at one point I kind of drifted off. I was literally daydreaming, staring at the toys. And I get this 1, 2, 3 on my shoulder. And I'm like, I don't react immediately. A couple seconds. And then I look, and Patrick and this guy are like, got to be 10 feet away from me. So I'm like, nothing, RJ, nothing but antiques around me, bro. Unless someone stood on these things to do this,
right?
And I was like, that's cool. Oh my God, I'm going to tell Patrick, somebody tapped me on the shoulder that I didn't see. So I go I wish I would have known. I could grab her real quick. I'll get up and grab her.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
no problem. And by the way, hello, Dale. Hello, Kyle and John. How you doing, John? Up in the UP. I'll be up there this weekend. Thanks for joining us, you guys. Hi, Dana. That's about it that I can see. Okay.
So I go for a walk. I'll show you in a second. I'll show you for dramatic effect. You got to wait. It's a punchline, right?
Okay.
So, anyways, I decided to go for a walk. I walk about 5 feet. I see a plastic Tupperware bin on the ground.
Wow.
And I look down, and it's full of porcelain dolls, dude. And I'm like this. I'm like, oh my God, no fucking way, right? And I reach down, and I grab this one doll, and I'm like, how much? And I'm literally, how much for this doll? $2 Canadian. So it cost me a coin.
Yeah, the what do you call them?
The toonie.
Yeah, toonie.
So we go out to this restaurant after to eat dinner, and I'm literally sitting there, and I have this doll on the table. Look at, hold on here.
Oh my!
You can
God.
see
That is
Her,
creepy.
her 5-point star on the side of her same spot.
Wow.
Right?
That's freaky,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I wish I had more to it. She hasn't done anything that I know of. I don't even have a name for her. I keep her on. I have a doll chair, a wicker doll chair. She's on top of my fridge with some other stuff around her. She's, I treat her with respect, but
So let me get this straight. You found this doll with a 5-star on the face.
Exact same thing. Yes.
What the hell, man?
Crazy, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. For me, it's like I was telling you, I think before, like, I've been having lately like really weird episodes of synchronicities.
Yeah.
And not numbers, man. Like even today I was sitting, Mark Herzog, he said to say hello, by the way, and sends his love. I was talking to him. I talk to him all the time. Very good friend. I was doing my laundry today. I'm sitting in the parking lot. And I see this guy get out of one of the cars. There's like other stuff. There's like a vape shop. People like their vapes and that. Well, vapes. This guy gets out and he's wearing green pants. He's got a green T-shirt on. The T-shirt says NASA on it. Right. So I like whatever. 20 minutes later, this guy came out from behind a garbage bin.
What?
Black pants, black hoodie. The hoodie says NASA on it.
Wow.
Well, it's like, okay. Hold on. Hold that thought. I'll tell you more as we go on. I don't want to take away from. I could talk an hour.
I love synchronicity stories, so go ahead. I love it.
So we're and it's funny, since I was at the Contact Convention, met that gentleman who was sitting next to us. His name was Rob. His life is synchronicities.
He was just in the store, and he was just
Stop
here.
It.
Yeah.
Stop it.
And we went and checked out these earth rings just west of here about a week ago, man. He's a cool guy. You talk about synchronicity.
I liked him. Yeah.
That guy has got him everywhere, all the time.
But he's opened me up to that. Now it's happening all the time. It's happened to Dale, people around me, Patrick, but I was telling you about, it's happening to him. It's happened to other people that hey, this happens to me. They're like, Michael, this just happened to me. Blah, blah, blah. Right? So let's back up. So
you had the green
Thursday
pants
night?
and the NASA shirts and
No, sorry. So Friday night passed. Dale and I came in the night before for the Old Mill Parafest.
Yeah.
And we're in our hotel room. We interviewed a gentleman by the name of Phil Syracusa. He owns a home. It's called the Horsefly Chronicles Home. This guy, when he was born, a demon came through a portal and followed him. It attached itself to him when he was a baby. He's 56 years old.
Right.
All kinds of crazy things are still happening. One thing that happens a lot.
Is that in Indiana or Illinois? Is that in Indiana or somewhere, that house?
I believe it's New York.
New York? Okay.
I could be mistaken.
Well, I think I met the guy, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good guy. Very, very calm, though. Very matter of fact.
Yeah.
So what happens to him, he'll see a horse fly. Like, things will be dormant, and all of a sudden there's a horse fly. And it's just like, it's all over him. And people are out. Start seeing the shadow figures, hearing the whispering. People feeling like they're burnt. They feel like they got a burn. There's a hoof mark burned into their skin. A hoof mark. So during the interview, and RJ, I think you know this about me, where a lot of times I'll be like, hey, if I'm talking to a Sasquatch person, if I'm talking to a UFO person, hey, anybody or any beings that are currently watching this program, I give you permission to come, make your presence known in my apartment here.
Right.
I've done that a lot. I didn't do that with this guy, man. I didn't offer that, ask that at all. But I did ask. People like myself and Dale, interviewing you, or people that come to see you directly, do they ever have any issues after leaving, after seeing you? And he goes, unfortunately, yes. I hope nothing happens to you guys.
That's crazy.
In a lot of cases, this demon, if someone says it's malarkey, Someone doubts it, someone mocks it. That's when things happen.
Mm-hmm.
If you're respectful, it'll leave you alone.
Right.
And all I said was, okay. So now next day we're at the haunted old mill there. We're setting up, RJ. Dale, there's a fucking fly. There's a fly. And Dale's like, what? Dale, there's a fly. Don't pay attention to it. Don't give it any energy, bro. Let's just forget it's even here. Forget it. Right. So anybody that I've talked to about the old mill, I speak highly of that place, right? I never had an encounter there. But I tell people, in the middle of the day, you could go there and go to the bathroom and get tapped on your shoulder there.
Right.
Yeah. I've told everybody that. So now we're in the main room. And there's that little bathroom. It's right behind us. And I got to go. So I thought about how I told all these people this. That fast, it comes and goes in my head. It's gone, right? I go and I do my business. I'm washing my hands. I hear, hey. But I don't think anything paranormal, RJ. I think someone's outside the door.
Right.
That's why it's the first thing you think, right?
Hey, hurry up, will you?
Yeah. So I open the door. There's no one there. And I'm still not having a eureka moment. I look across the room. There's your lovely wife, Deb.
Right.
And Dale. Deb says, Michael John, how'd you get over there?
I heard I heard the story. Yeah, I heard the story.
In the door. She goes, I just saw your doppelganger go up the hall.
Yeah.
Now I'm walking over to her. I go, how long ago was that? She's like, a few seconds ago.
Right.
And Dale's going, yeah, a few seconds ago.
He saw it too, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I just wonder if he saw it too. But
I know he had a conversation. He was having one of them. Where's your partner? I don't know. I think he just went. I just saw him go up the hall. What's something? Yeah. You'd have to ask them. Yeah. So I'm like, how long ago? She's like, a few seconds ago. I'm like, oh my God. Someone whispered, hey, behind me in the bathroom at the same time. Hey. So remember, Deb says, I just saw your doppelganger. RJ, I'll send you the screenshot I have. 2 hours later, I get a message in Facebook. My buddy goes, hey, he's in Windsor here where we're at, where I live, Windsor, Ontario.
Right.
Hey, I'm out to lunch with my girlfriend. Your doppelganger's here.
Oh my God.
He sends me a picture of it, dude.
And do you have that picture?
I'll send that to you, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'd like to see that. Because that happened to me too. My parents were in Ohio and they got out to get some gas and they said, hey, there's RJ. And they went over. It wasn't me, but they took a picture of the guy.
Yeah.
And he looked like me, but I'll tell you what, somebody had a picture of this guy in California walking out of this tree because this tree was like one of the giant trees there. And I'm telling you, Michael John, I don't see any difference between that person and me.
Wow.
The other person, had a lot of similarities, but this person,
yes.
I mean, the beard, everything, the exact same build, and I'm still blown away by that. So yeah, I would love to see that picture if you can send it to me.
But again, let's look at the synchronicity there. Doppelganger said twice.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah, the same day, right?
Yeah, it's a couple hours apart. So, but wait, there's more. So now we have a bingo table there in the room, and there's no one speaking, so there's the spillover. There's a break, so people are coming in and check out the vendors.
Right.
Dale is over here. He's standing up talking to someone. I was sitting. I see Heather Hansen, Midwest Parafest. Heather Hansen. So I'm going to get up. I'm going to say hello. I want to give her a hug. I stand up and I go to walk around the table. The table collapses. Damn. At the same time, across the room, there's a woman with her husband. Her husband goes, hey, your face looks red. Are you okay? She goes, I feel really hot. Apparently she's a medium of some sort. She goes, I feel really hot. And then someone says a cat ball, and I don't know what in the heck that is. But it was on one of the tables for sale. A cat ball, the box flipped over, the cat ball rolled out across the table and cracked on the floor. All this happened exactly the same time, all three things. There's chaos in the room because of the noise and that, right? For a minute. So we set our stuff back up. So it was a great day. I had my books there. A lot of people were interested in that. That was wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had 7 books at that point left. So I had 3 on each side in a pile, then I had 1 in the middle for aesthetic purposes. I looked away for a minute, not even a couple seconds. I looked back down. Guess what's on the book, RJ?
What?
The Fly.
The Fly. So
Can't make it up.
So this thing is in the form of a fly, obviously, right?
Well,
and many other things.
Well, I think what happened, I think we got a love child of what Phil Siracusa said we were going to experience, and the old mill itself. It was a mixture. I think there was a marriage there. I don't know, something, right? It's just too much of everything, because when I told, Swippy, the members of Swippy, like Adam Wieslick and Tim Rian, about the Whisper, they said that's the most active area of the building. And I don't know this. How would I? You know what I mean?
Right.
So again, I found all that very interesting, So yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Deb said she swears up and down she saw you come out of that bathroom before you did.
Yeah.
And walked across the room. And so
amazing.
They say that we live in different dimensions all at once, the multiverse. So who knows?
I can't agree more.
Yep. That's really cool, man. Can I see that you have that doll with you?
Yeah.
Let me. Can I see a little close up of that?
Yeah, of course.
That is, wow. I'm blown away, man. I just can't get over that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts.
Okay. So, have you had any weird experiences with it? I mean, any weird energy?
No, I don't know. I have no story like that whatsoever. The bell stops literally at finding her.
Right.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I could. Speaking of that Rob guy, I tell you,
yes,
there's been some amazing things going on that I'm involved in with him.
Cool.
About synchronicities, and it'll blow you away. I mean, but he's somebody
I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it. It's just nuts. And it seems to happen to him all the time, every day. And I don't know how he lives like that, because his mind is getting blown, literally every day. So, but he's handling it all right. So, so what inspired you to write the book, Michael John?
Something I always wanted to do for a long time. I thought, what I got some cool stories I just want to share with people. Who doesn't love a good ghost story in some capacity or another, a good macabre story, some sort of crazy happening, unexplainable happening. That's one of my favorite things to do when we're at any event. I introduce myself to people that are walking around. We tell them who we are, of course, and what we're about, but then I want to know what their creepiest, freakiest, weirdest story is. If you had 5 minutes to tell me your scariest moment in life you had experiences, I want to know it. Please share. And that's how I bond with people as well. And that's how I make friends with people at these events. Right. So I love a good scary story, a good creepy story. And that's my passion in a book, is a good creepy story. And there's so many different things that have happened to me, because intention is everything. And I've put my intention in a lot of directions, shadow beings, my own father, what's crazy. Like we were on the Black Cat Lounge last night with Tim Shaw, and I was talking about this. I don't watch TV, let alone these shows. Years ago, I was an investigator with a group here in Windsor called Spectral Solutions. We made 6 independent documentaries.
Oh, wow.
One was Waverly Hills.
Yeah.
I used to watch Ghost Adventures. I love that show.
Yeah.
I think I got up to season 5. Then, the team itself here disbanded, and I got into dabbling in hoodoo and witchcraft and that sort of stuff. And, I started doing things here in the apartment. I did a lot of stuff in this apartment. I had a Catholic wife who wasn't fond of that at all. That's probably part of the reason why the marriage ended.
Yeah.
Whatever. But
that's a good indication. Yeah.
I've had so many experiences I just want to share with people. And for those that believe, I want them to find comfort in the fact, here's another guy. I'm going through stuff. No matter how crazy it sounds, someone's going to believe you because they've been through it. Here go I. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And what I like about the book, it's really easy read. It flows nice, and you can, it's really nice to follow. Anyway, yeah.
I really appreciate that.
Let's get into the shadow people. You've had a shadow person experience.
Oh yeah,
I have too, especially when I was a young kid. And you explained in there that they could be a multitude of things.
Yes.
Anywhere from extraterrestrials to demons to just beings that live in a
time travelers.
Yeah, time travelers. Yeah, so I mean, when I was a kid, I had these little short shadow figures in my room walking around all the time, and I could hear them whispering, but not in my ear, in my mind. So they were talking to me telepathically, and I would cover my head. I could feel them walking on my bed, and I was pretty freaked out. I spent a lot of nights in my parents' bed. Now that I'm older, I realize that I think they were extraterrestrial. So,
and you're also an experiencer yourself, right? So
yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, I think, again, let's go back to the old mill. The first time Dale brought me to an event was the old mill. This is before the Paranormal Voice was even a thought. I heard John Tenney talk, and that opened my eyes and ears to how everything intertwines.
Yeah.
Ghosties, aliens, Sasquatch, shadow beings.
Yeah.
It's
all connected somehow.
My God.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, with it makes sense that what you're saying with them on your bed, and then later on, with, what you went through with your experiences. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They,
Now, 20 years ago, if we were to say that, that's all connected, the people in the certain fields would say you're nuts. They're not connected. Yes. They're different, but as you learn and you go, you get into this more and more, you see more connections. And
yes,
that's cool. I like that. That's why I'm working with the Map-It team out of Traverse City, because when we do an investigation, we take everything into consideration.
Nice.
It could be a ghost. It could be a extraterrestrial. It could be, maybe we're out Sasquatch on an adventure looking for them. We may see UFOs. So we have our eyes open on everything.
Yep. What did I hear the other day about Sasquatch? I don't recall who mentioned it, but they said it was a theory that Dustin Perry has about Sasquatch. So we go out in the forest, and you might know this one already.
No, I know.
We go in the forest and we see Sasquatch. What if all of a sudden we went through a portal and we're actually or time travel all of a sudden, and we're looking at ourselves for a minute?
Yeah.
Right? It's like, who's the ghost? When you see a ghost, who's the ghost? Are we the ghost or are they the ghost? Same idea, right?
Yeah.
I love all that stuff. I can sit here and talk theories all day because none of them are wrong.
Right.
They're just like, oh my God, that makes sense. I love it.
Yeah, where some other people might think you guys are nuts. It doesn't make sense at all. But I agree. Yeah, I know. I agree. I mean, I do watch Expedition Bigfoot, and I watch Skinwalker Ranch, and Expedition Bigfoot. I of course Ronnie LeBlanc. We've had it. We've had him at the conference. You were there, right, when he was there?
Absolutely, good guy.
Yeah. But I swear they've got evidence that you can't deny that somehow these things can cloak.
Yes. Okay.
And, I don't know how they would do it. What's behind it? But they had a LiDAR camera in this cave, right on one. He was just crouched over like this, but if you couldn't see him with a naked eye, and when they took the camera away, you see the wave go by, like the movie The Predator, right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
I've heard
it's kind of like that. So,
yeah.
And they've had a couple times that they're caught that, and I'm thinking, wow, there's just so much more behind this. What is going on here? They may be going in and out of different frequency and a different reality or different interdimensional, place.
Portal.
Yeah, portal. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So it's pretty cool.
Sorry. So to answer your question, so back to shadow beings.
Yeah.
Now, so being an addict, I like that result now. I want instant gratification, and paranormal experiences, magic, anything of the like intention, none of it is any different. I want that now.
Yeah.
So I found different books that have tickled my palate. Then I dive right in and I try what they say in the book, So what I was doing this one time, I was laid off. So I was asking for money. I was a spirit guide, spirit friends, higher self, Michael, superconscious mind, subconscious mind, yada, 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 every night.
Right.
Repetitive, right?
Yep.
And then one night, middle of the night, I wake up and there's a shadow figure on my chest.
Wow.
He's got no ears. He's got no face, no features, no nothing. He's looking down at me. He's going, "Who are you?" And I shut my eyes. I was so scared, man. I shut my eyes. And there was like a protection chant they gave you in the book if you're scared or you want to get rid, And it was, "My name is Michael. I dwell in the bright white light. All that is good is attracted to me. Nothing in the darkness can come near me or harm me. I give thanks and praise for the bright white light." It was that short and sweet. I nailed it. I promise. And then I woke up and it was daylight. And I was like, was that a dream? But, like anything, you hear a disembodied voice or you see a specter, you're, did that just happen? We second guess ourselves, right? That's what I was doing. So then after that, for a week or two, as I'm going to sleep, I'm in the twilight phase. I had this vision as I'm falling asleep. I'm driving in my car and I'm down, you guys would call it a freeway. We call it an expressway here. And I'm in a suburb town of Windsor. It's called LaSalle, Ontario. And I'm driving up ahead. I can see a racetrack, a horse racing track, but they also have slot machines.
Wow.
And I see myself make this left turn. I park my car. I get out. I'm zigging and I'm zagging through these cars in the parking lot. I walk into the building. I say hi, high five the security guards, not literally, but figuratively. "Hello, how are you? How are you?" I get inside. There's that carpet, that casino carpet that you don't like looking at unless you're on a good acid trip. Then you'll appreciate it. Yeah. So I look up and I walk and I find this slot machine. Then I fell asleep. And this happens multiple times. I'm seeing this, as I'm falling asleep. I'm down to $10. I have $10 left to my name. I humble myself and I call my mother. And I asked her for financial help. She agrees. So I'm on my way. I'm going down that expressway. I see the racetrack. Fuck, I got $10 left. Well, she's going to give me money. I'll be good anyway. So what? Let's just do it.
Yeah.
I do the left turn. I park the car. I zigzag through the cars. I walk in. I'm high-fiving guys saying, "Hi, how are you?" There's that carpet no one likes to look at unless you're on acid. I'm walking around looking for slot machines. I found a 777 machine. I put the $10 in. Machine goes off saying I have credit. I push the button once. I push the spin the reels button. Blip, 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 blip. Nothing. 1, 2. Now I'm going big. I'm betting $1. Spin the reels button. 1, sweet SA, nothing. All right. Let's go big. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go $1.50. We're going all in. But instead of push the button, I'm going to grab the arm and I pull the arm.
Wow.
I'm doing this, right? I'm looking around, watching other people doing whatever they're doing, talking, spending their money, talking to waitresses, whatever the heck they're doing. All of a sudden, machine's buzzing. My machine's buzzing. Looking around like this, it can't be me. What's happening? People are coming around me like cockroaches. I swear there's people sleeping in these machines coming up from the machines underneath, RJ. I'm telling you. They're ever, congratulations. Okay. The slot attendant comes over. Congratulations, sir.
Wow.
I go, how much did I win? You don't know? No, I don't. You won $7,500.
Damn.
I have a picture of me holding that check, the massive check they give you. And they take, so everybody can see all the winners. Yeah. So when I was writing this chapter of this in the book about that, it was here in the apartment here. So my desk is over there and I'm in the middle of the night and I'm typing away. And I remember I turned around. I just caught this little son of a bitch. He was crouched down by this black leather sofa watching me.
Wow.
Boom, he's gone. They're so quick. And I was like, holy shit, it shook me. It startled me. You don't expect that. So that's when I was like, oh my God, I'm going to start researching shadow figures. So I found, and I don't remember her name. She was a woman on Coast to Coast. She dealt 20 plus years researching shadow beings, right?
Right. I think, I've listened to her, but I can't remember her name. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So she says her clients, when they come to her, in a lot of cases, about 3 or 4 in the morning, they're in front of their laptop, they're in front of their phone, they're in front of their TV in the dark. And that's when they encounter these beings. And I was like, holy shit, my God. Whoa, that's right, So I had a really good ghost box that I had downloaded onto my laptop about 6 laptops ago. And I couldn't tell you what it was or where I got it. I found it online. It was the best thing ever. It was white noise.
Yeah.
So when I was obsessed with this thing. I was always on. Out of my peripheral, I saw someone run by. And if I really dig, I can find this audio on an old phone. And I say, did you just run past me? Within seconds, this robotic voice goes, he just saw me running. Wow. That clear, bro. Yeah. So those
awesome.
Are my shadow. I still have them here. And on occasion I see them just, or they'll pop up out of the ground, like just boop,
And one thing we can't rule out is these things might be elementals too.
Yeah, someone else told me that too. A friend of mine had mentioned that there's other things here other than, it's not just it's so many. And that's the thing. Let's go back to folklore, right? Where, okay.
Yeah.
Werewolves don't exist. Well, there's Dogman. I'm not saying he's a werewolf, but we get the point. Or elves or exactly all the above, all that stuff, mermaids, everything. Yes, they are. The more I talk to people, the more I meet people, as we get deeper down the rabbit hole of meeting people, the paranormal events, you meet some people that have really seen some things, and they're not all batshit crazy, man. No. These people are, they're telling you their truth, and you can see that
right
100%. So.
And
that's
more
where I go with that. I would never want someone to say, oh, he's full of malarkey, even though there are people that say that, and that's okay. But I'm not that guy. If I'm listening to you, I'm taking it with, I'm like, okay. I look at you. I mean, if you can tell, RJ, if someone's pulling your leg or not. Bottom line,
I mean, what do they have to gain to tell you? I mean, the thing about it is, I think more people are feeling comfortable about talking about things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. Now, we went to these earth rings out here by me. There was 2 of them. They're very, very large, and they're like, high. You can get up and walk around on them and go inside them. There's rocks that are lined up true north and magnetic north and east and west, and
okay.
And they were built supposedly in BC, and but this one, I said, look, guys, all these trees were bent over. They were still alive, bent over one another and down. Just there inside the ring, not anywhere else. So that, that's not natural. There's something there. So, and they may be portals. I don't know, but wow. For some reason, they were built there for a reason, and they were kind of up in the hills. And when you talk, it's like you were in an amphitheater there. It was
really,
yeah, because if I was way on the other side, I had a recorder out, you can hear it just like you're right next to me. That's pretty cool. But there was a
Wow.
lot of stuff that led up to that I can't, have time to get into, but I'll tell you later.
Sure.
But
Yes.
a lot of synchronicities that were not. Of course, Rob was involved, and
Okay.
so yeah, that tells you right there. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, shadow people. I mean, they could be anything, man. They could be, but they're
Could be
there,
government.
and yeah, they could be so many things. But let's face it, a lot of people see them. I mean, there was paranormal
Yeah.
kind of camera, I think it was, that somebody actually caught one on camera, and it was very dark and shadowy, and it was like freaked out that it got caught. Like you said, they said, "I think it sees me," you know.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah,
Western Block.
Huh?
There is a place. Dale and I were in New York, Lockport, New York. It's called Western Block. Is the name of the building. About a month ago now, a friend of ours, Frank Kupka, Buffalo Phantom Hunters, and Para Niagara. Heather is her name. She owns Para Niagara, but she also owns this building, Western Block. They have a video in one room of a magnificent female shadow being walking, and that's what they show, because they do tours there, and they have that video on a screen in the back in the room when they first bring people in. They talk to people and prep them. But there's an amazing video they have. You could find it online. I could I'll figure it out, get the link, and I'll send it your way so you can check it out, RJ. It's pretty amazing footage as well,
Back in the late 1990s, I went somewhere during the day, and I came home to take a nap in the back bedroom. And when I woke up, I saw this shadow figure at the end of my bed, and it quickly ran over and held me down.
Whoa!
I couldn't talk, and I for some reason I think it was a female, and I don't know why, but I couldn't. There was somebody that was in the other part of the house, and I was trying to get enough energy out to call to them, and I finally did. But this thing, man, it held me down, and to confirm it, my brother moved in there, and he said the same thing happened to him in the same bedroom during the day. The shadow figure showed up
during the day.
Yeah, during the day, and it came down, held him down, and he took him there, everything he had to just get rid of that, whatever it was. So,
yeah,
that's pretty cool. I mean, it wasn't cool, but it was, it happened. So now that I think about it, I'm glad I actually made it out alive. But because it was like it had me by the throat. It was, I had a hard time breathing.
Sure. So was it a type of sleep paralysis?
It wasn't, and people say that this, they claim that it's sleep paralysis. No, there was an actual being there. I saw it come around.
Yep.
And when I looked at it, it was like, oh shit, he's awake, and it came around. It moved very quickly around there, and
yes.
it got me. So, I mean, I know what I saw. So very cool. So what do you got going on, man? You got some shows coming. Let's talk about your show. What day is your show on? The Paranormal Voice.
I don't have a day. Unfortunately, it's always been very sketchy. So my work schedule weekly is never the same.
Okay.
Never been the same. I do 1 month of days, 1 month of nights, and I get different days off every week. So we book as we can. I can't I can't answer that. I'm sorry. It's very, and we step on other people's shows, and it's like, I don't want heat. I don't want it's not disrespect to anybody.
No.
We're just kind of trying to do our thing too when we can. And that's it. I mean, so we book it when we can. We try to give a heads up as well. I generally can do up to about 3 weeks notice if I'm lucky. But again, there's a lot of variables. I mean, we got people calling in sick, or someone wants to switch something, so things change like that where I'm at. But so we do our best to book when and where where applicable. And even with the conventions, I mean, a lot of times 35% of the time Dale's been going alone because I just can't commit. I got to work, I got to make money too, right? Unfortunately. So it is what it is. So We do it when we can.
Yeah. And by the way, Dale did say that he did not see your doppelganger. He wrote on there.
Okay, so it was only Deb. Okay.
Yeah, it was only Deb, but yeah. And I know Deb doesn't take acid, so we're good. Okay, so we had some people that forgot about the time change. Yeah, from now on we're going to be on at 7 instead of 8. Sorry you missed it, but yeah, you can rewatch it. What else we got here? So, are you planning on writing another book?
100%. I'm working on a couple right now. You know, again, the ADD and that is Michael John. What's nice about the book, easily 50% of these chapters, I can create a new book out of one chapter.
Oh, nice.
You know, so the story I just shared about the old mill and Phil Syracuse is already a chapter for a book, right?
Yeah.
There's so much there.
And of course, your ET experience, your missing time experience.
Well, I'm rewriting that from script. I mean, there's a chapter in this book.
Yeah.
In my book here, Michael John's Paranormal Ghost Stories. It's available on Amazon, by the way.
Yeah.
All outlets of Amazon, as well as here in Windsor, a bookstore that was, graced me enough opportunity to put the book on their shelves at 1225 Wyandotte East here in Windsor, Wyandotte Street East here in Windsor. But yes, that chapter is the final chapter. If you read it, you'll notice your name's in there, RJ.
Oh, really? Well, see, I got it. I'm be honest with you. I got as far as the shadow people.
Okay, it's okay, man.
It's all right.
But you and Deb are in there. I mentioned you. I mentioned.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. I mentioned Mary Bassett, Michael Carter, as well as Andrea Perrin. Because it's all relevant to the story, the journey, right? But anyway, so I'm touching on that. We get to the part about lost time, but I mean, there's so much more still, right?
Right.
So now I'm creating another book that'll be surrounding that as the focal point, all of that, nice. Plus going backwards a little further, because I mean, Andrea Perrin, I met Andrea at the UFO Contact Convention last year. I had so many things happen to me at your event.
Yeah.
One of the I found out I was an experiencer. Right. I had a sleep paralysis. My first sleep paralysis experience a month before I came. And I shared that story. And that's when I found out that was an experiencer story. And it kind of blew up from there. Things started happening. Andrea Perrin opened my third eye for me, and she said, and you told me too, your life's never gonna be the same. Wait for it. Just changing my own life habits. I mean, I was a 30-year cocaine addict. I've been to rehabs. I've been homeless. I've attempted suicide. All these times, as soon as I got out, I was already thinking of ways and means to get my drugs again, man. And then all of a sudden, this just shut off 11 months ago. It shut off. I don't care about it. I don't care. Last thing I'm doing is drinking. Even that's going downhill as far as giving it. I just don't.
Well, you're staying busy. You're doing some wonderful work.
But I mean, I've got good people in my life like yourself and Deb. You know what I mean? There's people that I look up to and that inspire me and are influencing me to do this. And I describe it like this. When I was a kid, I was really blessed to have good Christmases. I was really lucky, man. So when you're a kid at Christmas, you're thinking about Santa coming, and this will make sense when I get to the end. So 3-4 days before, you're jacked, you're excited. Santa's coming. You don't sleep. Your dopamine's flying through the roof, man. When I was doing the drugs, same thing all the time, man. When it's coming, I'm excited. My drugs are coming. My Santa's coming. All that, right?
Yeah.
All that. Now, somehow, some way, and I was fighting it for a bit when I was first getting into doing the convention stuff. I was still struggling. But then, okay, so yeah, again, going back to Andrea and all that. Here we go. It's shut off, and now my Christmas is these paranormal events. My Christmas is doing this book. My Christmas is sharing my stories. My Christmas is listening to other people's stories. My Christmas is getting an opportunity to be on a show like your show and share these stories.
Hey, Michael John, I'm sorry, but I'm getting word from producer. We gotta go because he's got some more shows coming up. Thanks so much for coming on. We'll have you on again. We'll talk about Christmas again. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, man.
I love you, brother. Thank you so much.
Love you too. All right. So thank you everyone for listening. Until we meet again, may all your awakenings be mystical, and we will see you next week. Peace out.